Welcome back, I'm your boy Phoenix. Going to be casting here the replays from Week 5's Churro Team League. This week we have Team Unrivaled versus Psionic Aftermath. Well, let's start. There's been quite a few walkovers, unfortunately, and we are missing the replay for match number 1. So match number 1 was a victory for Team Unrivaled. We'll try and catch that up once the replay is uploaded. The next 2 matches were walkovers in favour of Psionic Aftermath, so we will get straight into game number 4 here. Okay, so spawning here in the bottom right hand corner representing Psionic Aftermath, it's Daunted. And in the top left hand corner playing with the teal probes representing TeamUR, it's Fireclaw. Okay, so match number 4 here underway. It will be a PBT on Backwater LE. And Fireclaw very nice here with the building placement, just stopping the bit of a mess up there, but placement here obviously just to deny the that rear entrance into the main base there for the early reap expected here from the Terran player. Terran opening very standard here, barracks on the way, and SCV now just being sent out to scout. No probe scout here from Fireclaw as of yet though, so wonder if we're going to expect some sort of cheesy build, or whether he's got something blind that he wants to play. Looks like we won't be seeing a scout here at least for a little while. Okay, so we do see that probe now move out across the map. Okay, no. She's just going to plant the expansion there. And Typical on the way here, SCV will pop into the main. He did see the expansion go down, and okay. Well, Fireclaw wanted to take the loss of mining time there to make sure that SCV couldn't get home to his friends. You see the probe coming out onto the map now, and Daunted has indeed started to expand on the low ground here. Orbital command on the way in the main as well. You see a factory coming out behind this this barracks here, and the first Reaper is already out onto the map, and will pick up the probe kill here to deny any scouting into the main base. Across the other side of the map we do see that first Stalker on the way out here, and Walkgate also on the way. Again, pretty standard openings so far from these two players, nothing too crazy here. Both players expanding nicely. That Reaper now will come around right up into the front door where that Stalker is waiting. Yeah, not a lot of scouting information for either of these players here. That first SCV getting picked off, then the probe, now the Reaper. Looks like that Stalker is himself going to go out across the map and see if maybe he can do a bit of scouting into the Terran base. So we do see 2 Cyclones on the way here now out of that factory with the reactor there. Blink on the way at the moment for Fireclaw. So it looks like he's going to be very committed to this Blink Stalker style of play. We'll see what Fireclaw wants to head towards. As I say, he's opened up with these Cyclones here. That may be how he intends to go with the rest of the series, or it might just be that he wants the nice early damage here. Okay, so just managed to pick off that Stalker. Just about. There we go. Okay. Daunted now will send these 2 cyclones out across the map, 2 Hellions on the way behind this to provide support. Hellions, of course, very fast little vehicles there. They will manage to catch up those cyclones, hopefully before they move to the main. A single stalker at the moment here for defense. However, we do see those warp gates starting to warp in there, so we'll have some reinforcements able to come out here momentarily, pulling the probes off the line to try and deal with these this early engagement here. And yeah, a lot of these will fall. Daunted, nice bit of micro there, just pulling those back to prevent too much damage being taken on those mech units. And once again, he'll push forward and start harassing this natural base here. And, yeah, Fireclaw not really got anything to defend against this. So that shield battery come out, but unfortunately he gets unpowered straight away as the pylon does fall. Yeah, I mean, we do see some stalkers being walked in up the ramp. That Robo Bay has finished up now, but no immortals on the way here just yet to try and help deal with this. And yeah, another stalker will fall. Not quite. Daunted here, just going to fire away. A little bit of a mispositioning there, losing that cyclone to the stalker on the high ground. Another one will fall here before Daunted finally. Well, it'll continue just to sacrifice this Hellion for that extra little bit of damage, and the stalker coming down and just finish this off. We do see that factory now being moved out to the middle of the map, so a little bit closer to his opponent's base there. Reactor coming down on that once again, so potentially going to see some more cyclones coming up behind this in just a moment. We do see a reactor coming down on the starport here as well. Bit of additional defense here in the front. Double bunker, the missile turret behind. So Daunted clearly wanted to make sure that nothing too massive gets into his base here. That ample defense. The third base will go down behind this as well. And that Viking is going to move over there to defend against any sort of warp harass. Widow Mine's on the way here now. An armory is going down in the back too, so potentially we could see some liberators here, perhaps. Reactor has finished up on that starport, but nothing building from that just yet. Across the other side of the map, we do now see Fireclaw is moving out with a small force of stalkers being supported by this warp prism here. Looks like they will split up for a two-pronged attack. No, looks like they're going to rejoin. They just wanted to take a double Psionic route. They will. Yep, they do indeed see that factory there, so that will be sacrificed. Unfortunately, I don't think Daunted will manage to get that away. Daunted, I mean, microing this factory quite heavily. Sure, I think probably knew that would sacrifice anyway. Stalks here have now finished up. They do indeed have blink already. They will start to push forward into the into the natural of around here, but we'll get pushed back by those bunkers. So nothing too sad here just yet. Of course, he does unfortunately lose that factory, which he has started to replace in the back here. The single zealot just giving a little bit of problem there in the main base of Daunted, but he does manage to clear that up with no problem at all. I think the warp prism must have been picked off already. You indeed see that warp prism was taken down. So, Daunted now going to move out for the counter attack. It's a kind of bio-based army here with the Widow Mines to provide some artillery support. We do see a lot of upgrades on the upgrade tab here. +2 attack, +1 armor, concussive shells, +1 ship weapons on the way as well. Across the other side we do see that charge and a robo bay going down here for that kind of later game robo tech. Daunty are going to push forward with this army. Quite heavily in favour in terms of the supply here. And yep, Fireclaw does GG out at the sight of that force, and the victory here goes to Daunted. So getting on with this series once again, game number 5 here. We indeed see another walkover in favour of Psionic Aftermath, so we'll get straight on to game number 6. Okay. So starting down here in the bottom right hand corner, once again playing with the light blue probes representing TeamUR, it's Justice. And across the other side of the map playing with the pink drone pieces. No, that's Justice. Hold on a second. I've got things really confused here. Rewind. Sonic Aftermath in the bottom right hand corner playing with the pink probes is November. And in the top left hand corner with teal light blue drones is Justice. I don't know what I did there, that was a bit. So Abiogenesis, obviously one of these nice maps which can favour a rush kind of style. Very short distance here between the two bases. But Justice opted in just to go for that hatch first there, nothing else behind this just yet. The probe scout will come in for November, so she will know that this isn't going to be an aggressive kind of 12 pool timing. So we do see the spawning pool go down. Fairly sure yeah. November did see the timing there of that, so next is down here for November. I'm going to be opting to take that first before the cyber call there. Let's get that extra little bit of economy after she knows that her opponent has gone with more of a greedy build. And the cyber call coming down behind that as well. We do see this probe just chilling out on the north side here. And I would expect maybe some sort of proxy, but it does look like that Overlord will come in. And I thought it was going to scout that, but it seems to have turned around and gone the other way. So that probe will remain unscouted, and we'll see what November wants to get done with this here in just a moment. Okay, so Cybercore just finishing up. We should see in a moment what tech choice November wishes to go for here. We did see that first Adept coming out now for the defense, and a Stargate opener here for November. Stargate opener, obviously, very good in general. You can obviously opt to go for Oracle first here, get a bit of harass done. She does indeed know with that probe that there's no sort of spore crawlers in the main here, or anywhere just yet. She can go Phoenixes and try and pick off the Overlords out on the map. We will indeed just see this Adept moving in here momentarily, see to try and get something done, but Berserkers will push that back. Okay, so that probe, once again, is hiding out on the top side of the map here. The Adept also escaping over to there. We do see Zerg Speed just about to finish up here very shortly, and Oracle on the way out for November here as well. But we are going to see her try and go for that kind of mineral harass there. And Twilight Council down here now for November. So perhaps we can see some sort of Adept style of play beneath Phoenixes, like Phoenix Adept, which can be quite strong. Okay, so we do see the Oracle moving across the map. I mean, Justice has built some spore crawlers behind this. I'm not sure if she didn't
Swarm forces under attack.
she didn't scout the Stargate there, so I suppose those just went down blind. And that Oracle not quite getting anything done there. No kills on that, unfortunately. See the Phoenix now moving out, however, from the main. This Phoenix should be able to start picking off some of these overlords that are out on the map, although Justice seems to be very reserved about keeping these back. Third hatchery does finish up here. We'll start seeing the mining on that very shortly. So actually, charge coming out now for November with a robo bay behind this. We are going to start to see that gateway explosion here. So it looks like November's not going to go for any sort of expand. She's probably just going to shout with a very strong timing attack with these zealots. Justice just poking in the front there with his Zergans, not getting much done. We do see that Zergan sitting down on the third there, checking for the expand, and another down here, the other potential third. So Justice will be aware that this is just going to be a two-base attack here, and here we go. So let's start to warp in now on this upper pylon here. Warp prism is on the way as well. This does indeed seem to be okay. So we are going to see some sort of timing attack here from November in just a moment. That warp prism is out on the map now. Zealots are already warping it up near the main base. You see more and more of these gateways now coming onto the production tab as well. 6 gateways here in the main, another 3 down on the low ground there. Justice was picking. More of these zealots just starting to come in now. That warp prism. Where did it go? Okay, so it warped some in down here. On the lower side, so we are going to see a two-pronged attack here with these zealots. The first lot coming down here into the third, the second lot pushing up into the natural here of November, of Justice. Sorry. Yeah, going to start getting some work done here. Not sure where that warp prism's gone. Okay, so that's rotated around the back. I mean, a small bit of aggression here from November, but not really committing to overall large engagement. Just pulling back that warp prism to try and get more of these zealots out to the map. So we are going to see a counter attack here now from Justice. He has actually pulled the drones off of the third base there, and will push them forward. Samuel, I suspect that might be a mistake as they're now going back. Bastlings will manage to clean up all of these zealots. More and more of these units now just pushing out across the map towards November's base. November will push that back temporarily, however the main bulk of the force is now here. Yeah, these zealots all start to get to work. Sentry's throwing down the Guardian shields there to try and negate some of that damage coming in from the Hydras at the back. But November knows that she cannot defend that, she doesn't have enough, and she calls GG. Victory goes to Justice from TeamUR. Okie dokie, so we will get on to the Master Series here now. This will be a best of 3 between Salavanth and Teardrop. So first match here, straight into it, shall we? The Acid Plant Teardrop versus Salavanth. So this is a best of 3 series. Apologies for that. Okay, so spawning in the top left-hand corner here, playing with the blue probes representing Psionic Aftermath, it's Salavanth. And in the bottom right-hand corner, playing with the orange SCVs representing Team Unrivaled, it's Teardrop. You see the logo there? Quite nice, isn't it? Psionic Aftermath, of course, their own. Which does make these lovely shirts. So, fairly standard opening here. We do see the gateway into the gas. The first SCV will just move out onto the map here. Sorry, the first probe. See exactly what's going on in the early game here across the other side of the map. Teardrop indeed, just opening very standard there. Send out an SCV of his own to do a bit of scouting. I mean, not a lot here for Teardrop to see. Sorry, for Salamanth to see here just yet. So looks like that barracks wants to attack the probe. Angry barracks. So Salamanth just going to deny this expansion here for a moment. Chuck down a pylon into here as well. Marine will finish up here in a moment. The SCV does manage to get the command center down. Salamanth will just be a little bit annoying there to just to fire back at that SCV momentarily across the other side of the map. Teardrop just having a little look around with his SCV, does see the expansion gateway, the cyber core there. He knows again, nothing too fancy, nothing too different to what he's expecting there in that first stalker. Already on the way up now with the chrono boost, will help to defend against this first Reaper. So Robo Facility is going to be the opening of choice here now for Salamanth. Again, across the other side of the map, we do see that factory coming down here with the reactor on the barracks. So expect these will probably be switched over. We might see a cyclone opening here from Teardrop. Cyclones, as we know, very, very strong in the early game, and since patch 4.0, their lock-on ability has had a nice little buff as well to help hold off any sort of early Stargate aggression. So Reaper just going to try and poke in here once again, but Stalker there already readily waiting, and this is one of those maps which isn't very friendly to Reapers not having any way to jump up into the main base. The only point of avenue is the front door. That will deny some of this scouting information here for Teardrop. I don't believe he's aware of the Robo facility. And so we're going to see Hellion, single Hellion move now, and this will be followed up by a Widow Mine. Home, Starport on the way here as well, in addition to sorry, my apologies. Starport already finished up the Viking on the way here now from that, and we do see another barracks coming up behind this as well. That Reaper just going to push up into the main, get that scout off, so he will see the Robo facility now. Salamanth actually opting to cancel the production there on that Robo. I wonder if he wanted to fake some sort of Robo opening. Okay, no, we do see the Immortal coming out there once again. We see Charge on the way here now as well. I expect possibly to see a Templar Archives coming out behind this, and then moving into this Immortal Charge Lot Archon style of play, which is very, very popular in PvT at the moment. Going across the other side of the map. Another barracks here on the way, so Teardrop will be going for a very bio-based style of play here. No Medivacs, however, coming out, although, as I say that, 2 Medivacs do jump straight onto the production tab there. This observer will sit here, he knows exactly what's going on. No detection here for Teardrop just yet, so he won't be aware of that of that observer there, just at this moment. And Salamanth does drop down and take the third here on the top side. New Stalkers coming out here with the so yeah, just continues to pump out these immortals. See double forge coming out here, so it's going to obviously want to focus there on getting both the attack and the shield upgrades there. This army as he moves out. You see these medivacs loaded up here. We're looking at 11 Marines going to move out across the map. Those Willow Mine's just going to sit back and chill. This Marine, he's afraid of flying, so he's just going to walk around, right? So I ain't getting on no plane. The Mr. T, Marines, don't fly no planes. Okay, so Marines will just get pushed back here from that third. We do see a couple of Liberators out on the map here. Liberator just pushing up to the main, but the Stalkers will push that back. We do see the gateway explosion behind this. Indeed, that Temple Archives has finished up, so we will see some Archons coming out here in just a moment for Salavanth. Teardrop electing not to expand behind this. We do see upgrades on the way, combat shields, concussive shells, armor there, and the Ghost Academy getting chucked down here right now in the main base of Teardrop. Blink, +1 attack, +1 defense on the way here for Salavanth as well across the other side. Walking in here. High Templar, very nice. These I expect will get made up into Archons here in just a moment. Check on the chat. I'm informed that the Hellion that did move up there got force fielded out. Main, Salavanth. Shut down. So Teardrop posturing here with a fairly sizable bioforce. A lot of these Marine Marauders medivacs. Third base has now been put down and saturated. First Ghost on the way out here now. Psychic Storm just about to finish up for Salavanth there. We do see +2 attack, +2 armor on the way here now as well. Across the other side of the map we do indeed see the same, +1 to attack, +2 armor. Cloak on the way for these Banshees. Ghosts. Oh, sleep. So Teardrop just going to move out with this force here. See if you can get any damage done. Salavanth, nice storms there, just pushing that back, zoning those out. Teardrop will be forced to pull back there from that engagement. Level 1 medivac just filling up with the Marines here. Was a Marauder just moving out across the other side of that. So we can try and get some damage done here against this fourth. It has just been dropped for Salavanth. We do see the units get dropped off here behind that base. Salavanth just walking in some zealots to try and deal with this. A couple of stalkers come down as well. They indeed push that back. Teardrop managing to get out of there without losing the medivac. Salavan's now going to move out across the right side of the base here, just picking up those couple of stations to scout off. So Salavan's will know this is coming. However, a couple of SCVs will just run around the back here to sidestep the main bulk of Teardrop's force. That bunker just getting repaired up in time to actually deflect this harass on the natural base there, but we do see the main force also being pushed back by Teardrop. See, +3 attack on the way here for both players, +3 armor coming out here for the both sides now here. In fact, we do see a lot of these ghosts now starting to be reduced. See 2 ghosts out on the map here already. A little bit of harass here from Teardrop onto that 4th base once again. Salavan's just going to warp in some of these zealots once again just to deflect that away. Ensure that this 4th base doesn't fall. Again, a couple of ghosts there. Cloak has finished up now for the Terran player. You do see a tactical nuke on the way here. Teardrop. It's always something that's a bit hit and miss for Terran players when I see them play with ghost pieces. Sometimes they just like to go for the snipes and the EMPs. Don't build any nukes at all, but we do indeed see that nuke here now for Teardrop. We'll see what he wants to get done with that. Will it just be used for zoning, or will he use that for something more nefarious? Since he's just built the one, probably something more nefarious, right? So Salavanth just sending some zealots down to attack the 4th base here, and he will indeed shut that down. Not pulling any sort of reaction from Teardrop there. Teardrop obviously, of course, just trying to posture around this this maxed out army here that is moving around for Salavanth. Salavanth now going to push forward into the base here. Widow Mines will get some shots off into those stalkers, and wow, look at those melts. Salavanth continuing to push forward these High Templar and Immortals, and unfortunately everything will go down there as Teardrop clears that up very nicely. Those Widow Mines, wow, real MVPs in that engagement. These Zealots just going to pop down into where this 4th base had been previously, but once again, Widow Mines will burrow down here and clean that up very nicely. 4th SCV now. 4th Command Center now will get replaced. You see the counter attack here now from Teardrop. These Medivacs just dropping these Bioforce into the natural here. Sorry, into the 3rd here. Even the 3rd, sorry, the 4th of Salavanth. Once again, Salavanth's just going to warp in a load more of these zealots to hold that off. Nuke going down here now in the front of Salavanth's base. Okay. Not sure what that nuke was for. Oh, okay. That seemed a little bit wasteful. Another one is already in production here for Teardrop. Not entirely sure what he was trying to achieve with the nuke there. So another small attack here from Salavanth, just these 3 zealots. Just going to poke forward, but we'll pull back out of there as well. So Salavanth now transitioning here into carriers. Carriers, of course, the interceptors there will hopefully draw some of the fire away from the bulk of the force of those Widow Mines. And nice scan there from Teardrop, so he will see these moving out straight away. That nuke coming down now to actually zone out these carriers and prevent Protoss from engaging onto the bulk of the force here, but Salavanth, completely fearless, will push forward with these anyway. Unfortunately, we'll lose all of those high Templar there to the nuke. Single carry here now, just going to pull back over those rocks. That's a lot of ghosts. What are we looking at? 10 ghosts? Salavanth choosing to take a fifth behind this here now, but these ghosts, the Medivacs will move around to try and deny this. Salavanth moving out with his own units here just to try and push this back, and another big warp in there of those zealots to try and push this back. And indeed, looks like he will clean this up very nicely before the Medivacs pick up and take off. Nice Widowmine shot there again. Widowmines really doing a lot of the work here for Teardrop. Another huge warp in of High Templar here. They will morph almost instantly into Archons there. That fifth base will unfortunately be taken out by Teardrop. More and more units now moving out across the map. We do see a few more Ghosts and Marines. Yeah, these Archons are just going to push forward and tank a lot of the damage here on these units, while the carriers provide that DPS from behind. A lot of Ghosts here though. Really getting those snipes down and taking out those Archons there. EMP obviously very good against Archons. Archons obviously have a lot of their health invested into shields, which makes EMP very strong against those. More or less shutting them down very quickly. Salavanth does manage to push this force back once again. We do see that fifth expansion going down once again, however, on the top right hand side of the map here. Another nuke going to come down from Teardrop. Just trying to draw this force out away from that base, and I think unfortunately it's going to get right on top of all of those carriers, but they do manage to get away at them just at the last minute, and Salavanth does call the GG there, and the victory goes to Teardrop. Okay. So, moving on here now to game number 2 of that Masters Series. It will be here on Catalyst LE, once again between these two players. Okay, so spawning in the bottom right hand corner here, playing with the blue probes for Psionic Aftermath, Salavanth. And in the top left hand corner, currently leading this series 1-0, playing for TeamUR with the orange SUVs, it's Teardrop. So we'll see what Salavanth wants to go for here. Is he going to go for that macro style of play once again against Teardrop here? Teardrop up to go for those ghosts again, and the nukes. Let's see, so Salavanth here once again with that nice building placement to deny the Reapers moving up into the main base there from that ramp. Caution signs obviously a very recent addition, as it wasn't too obvious to a lot of players that there was actually a jump up point just here. So telegraphing that a lot better. SUV, sorry, Probe will start to move out across the map just to get that scale. SUV here the other way, and they have a casual little handshake as they move out the map to see each other here. Hello. Early days yet, so both players opening very standard, so not going to see anything too crazy here. Natural expansion has now gone down for Salavanth. Again, Salavanth just going to get that little bit of denial time there for that natural command center for the Terran player. Salavanth does finally get that CC down. Reaper is out here now. We'll manage to pick off that probe and move it across the map there. Okay, looks like they're going to take a quick pause break. There we go. Oh. Just, you know what, guys? In the middle of a master series, I need to do my laundry, right? No worries. So once again, we will see that Robo coming out here now as the tech choice for Salavanth. Teardrop now back from sorting out his laundry cycle. Opting to build factory again here. Behind that barracks. Yes, Stalker does push away the Reaper. No, no. So, see the Robo.
Complete.
Reaper just going to sit on the third base there to check their sort of expansion. Starport on the way here now as well for Teardrop, that 111 opening that's so very common these days. Really just to keep those tech choices open until they decide what they want to do. Teardrop does manage to get into the main base here with the Reaper. We'll see that Robo facility in production there, that observer. Now moving out onto the map once again, we'll get some very, very good scouting off in the main base there against Teardrop. So a couple more barracks coming down here now for Teardrops. It looks like he is going to go for that bio style once again. Very likely to have the that Widow Mine support that we saw earlier. Those Widow Mines managing to get quite a lot of damage done there for Teardrop. Engineering Bay coming out in the back here now. A couple of Stalkers will just push forward and pick off a couple of these Marines, but a fairly sizable amount of Marines here will just push that back. Salavanth will retreat now with those Stalkers back to the main observer. Scout. So, +1 attack on the way here for the Terran player. Stim pack coming out now as well. We do see that Robotics Bay coming out here for Salavanth, so we'll see what he wants to do with that. Maybe we'll see some Colossus coming out here this game to deal with that bio style. Third Nexus is down here as well. Looks like that won't be contested by Teardrop. Just going to sit back very defensively at home. They do manage to pick off that observer though. We'll deny that that scout. Continuous scout there for Teardrop. Looks like Teardrop has managed to get himself supply blocked here for just a moment. It's going to be quite a problem there for him, just delaying that army production a little bit. Hallucinated Phoenix will come in here and just confirm what is going on. Oh no, the Marines picked that up very nicely. Well, we do see the Colossus coming out here now. We do see the that Lance upgrade there as well, which does increase the range of those Colossus, which will make them very potent with a protective force in front to stop them being sniped out. Combat shields on the way here for Terran player as well to go with Stim. An armory coming up behind this as well. Third command center will be built up there in the natural, moved out very shortly. Now we do see a drop coming down onto the third base of Salavanth, and so she's going to try and push forward and deny that base, but immediately sees the Colossus there with those units, and does elect to pull back there temporarily. So he's going to push in once again. See if he can get some damage done. Stim finished up there. We'll get that off with the +1 attack timing as well. Combat shields also finished up there. So yeah, very nice play from Teardrop, just getting all three of those upgrades in there together. But Salavanth already here ready to defend against this with that Colossus, and the second one really coming out as well. Salavanth himself just getting supply block there, but See another pylon coming out here now, so that won't be around for 2 +2 attack +2 armor on the way here for the Protoss player as well, and a few more pylons come out here for Salamant. He doesn't want to get supply bot to get to that 1 there. So more Bioforce coming out here for Teardrop. We'll just push straight up into that main, circumnavigating all of Teardrop's units here, but sorry, Salamant's units here, but Salamant does manage to pull those around, and Teardrop just moving away, not to really engage onto those Colossus. So we do see +1 air weapons once again here for Teardrop. Those Vikings on the way out here now to try and help deal with the Colossus. Obviously Colossus set towards both anti-ground and anti-air attacks, so the missiles here from the Vikings will help to get those down. Psionic Storm coming out here now from the Templar Archives, that has now finished up. Yeah, Salamant just knocking down those rocks there to deny that avenue, at least temporarily, for Teardrop. We'll now see this warp prism moving out across the map. Small little force going to move around here for Teardrop just to get that little two-pronged attack. Obviously, draw out the army in the main there, then counter-attack into the third with those Marines. One more bio just moving up to reinforce that group there, and he will take out the rocks just to open up that ramp a little bit. Okay, and here we go. Actually, the timing a little bit off there, so the way that Teardrop moved in, it did allow Salamant to pick up that force on the lower left side, and then also reposition to engage against these. However, those Vikings managing to take down 2 of the Colossus there, really deal some good damage to those. Salamant himself has now moved up with his force, and it looks like he is going to force an engagement onto third base here of Teardrop. Teardrop himself just gunning away at the 4th expand here. That single Marine, but of course the shields will come in quicker than the Marine can shoot that down, so not too much of a threat there. Salamant pushing forward into this force. Does want to get the destruction there on that 3rd command center, and Teardrop not really having a lot to defend against this at home, and they will indeed get that command center down. Teardrop just trying to regroup his forces here to hold off any further aggression. All the SCVs have indeed been pulled off the line as well. Oh, looks like Teardrop's just going to take a last-ditch effort to try and hold this off with all of these SCVs as well. They will come in and try and repair down units here, but Salamant managing to pick off the last of these forces. Looks like he will indeed secure himself the victory here in game number 2. Okay, so Teardrop does manage to finally push this back. I thought that would be GG. Obviously, all the SCVs were sacrificed there for that attack, but Teardrop going to move out straight away with a counter attack with all these units. I mean, Salamant's not really taking any sort of economic damage here, so Teardrop pushing forward with these units isn't going to get, a huge amount done. Salamant's just going to chuck down a warping load of army behind this. Teardrop is going to just push forward here and try and take down some of this economy. That factory going to come and land in the 3rd base of Salamant here. Teardrop does indeed GG out, tying up the series 1-1. Okay, so we'll get straight on to game number 3 here, the decider in this best of 3 between Salavanth and Teardrop. Okie dokie, well, here we go on Blackpink LE, currently spawning in the lower left hand corner, tied up 1 for 1, playing with the orange SCVs representing TeamUR, it's Teardrop. And in the top right hand corner, managing to tie up the series in that last match, playing with the blue probes. From Psionic Aftermath, it's Salavanth. So I wonder what these players have got in store for us here in this third match. Yeah, I have seen a couple of more macro oriented games there from these two players. So will we see another macro style, or will one of these players pull out the cheese to try and close this down nice and early? I suppose we'll find out here in just a moment. First game, we will go down to once again block that ramp from the Reaper. Teardrop once again opted to go barracks first. Not sure if I agree with that. It's interesting style of play here from the Terran player. He is committed. Okay, so scouts will move out. Pro once again not going to see much here except the standard opening from the Terran player. SCV indeed will move out here as well, and the probe once again just going to just delay that command center a little bit to reduce the mining time for the Terra player in the early game. But 2 SCVs will come out here now and just try and pick off that probe. Command center does indeed go down. So the probe actually heading off to the upper side here. Teardrop's own SCV seems a little bit undecided where that wants to go. He's just sitting on the ramp here to check for a returning probe, which Salavanth will successfully manage to pull around the entire map and prevent that scouting. A little bit of mind games here from the Protoss player. Possibly wants to make Teardrop think that he's sent that probe off to place a proxy down somewhere. But I think Teardrop did manage to finally see that coming back into the base with the SCV there. Reaper will just move. A little bit delayed, allowing the Stalker to get out without too much issue, and he will push up with the Reaper, but that Stalker already ready to defend against here. So we do once again see that Robo facility as the tech of choice here for Teardrop. So it's like we're once again going to gear up for another macro game between these two players. 1-1-1 opening here again for Teardrop. That single Hellion will be sent out onto the map here. I want to see that forceful play once again. Salavanth missed in the first game. Double gateway. We'll go down here in the front to help secure that wall. These Stalkers just going to posture here to stop any sort of push into the natural with these units. Reaper and the Hellion will move up there. Stalker just managing to catch that Reaper, and Probes nicely blocking the Hellion. Will manage to pick that off as well just before it gets up into base. Robotics Bay once again coming down behind this for Teardrops. It looks like we are going to see that Colossus play once again there. The observers now moving out onto the map, and we do see Widow Mine Drop will move out here for Teardrop. See if he can get any damage done in the line off Salavanth. With that there, server just moving up into the main here of Teardrop. No engineering bay this time for those defensive missile turrets to shoot this down. So Salavanth will continue to scout off there until that comes into play. This Medivac drop will get spotted here by Salavanth with that observer up on the top side. Should be able to react to this fairly quickly, however no reaction just yet. That medevac will successfully drop the minute the Widow Mines right off into the main base here before those stalkers even come up to react. There, they will get the shot off there. Against one of those probes, I think he only lost the one. No, he did pick off two, but yeah, nicely done by Salavanth there, just splitting up those probes to draw the fire of the Widowmine there. Widowmine down here in the natural will manage to catch, well, not a lot, as these probes keep moving in and out of the assimilator, confusing the targeting array of that. Widowmine will reposition there just to try and pick up the probes in the mineral line, but again, he's so confused. And the probes keep disappearing. Okay, he does finally decide to target the ones in the mineral line there, but only managed to pick up, I think, 3 of Mr. Widowmine. Teardrop, meanwhile, starting to move out across the map here with siege tanks and marines. Extended lances has now finished up for Salavanth. Interesting strategy here. Teardrop actually going to drop a couple of bunkers right up in the front there, a couple of force fields, just throtting that force there for Teardrop. Salavanth quite managing to push on to this. Vikings will get picked off here by the stalkers. Vikings of course trying to once again take down the Colossus there. Siege tanks will start blasting away at the third base here of Salavanth. And Teardrop actually electing to move forward with these bunkers. It's kind of slow push tech style. Something I've not seen a huge amount of. Last in a TVP. I suppose just to pick off that observer there as well. A couple of units will move forward here just to deny these siege tanks, and counter-attack will come in here around the other side as well. Just clear down this little encampment that Teardrop has built up and deny that damage on the third there. We'll pick up the Viking as well. Very nice defense from Salavanth, just getting those charge lots in on top of the siege tanks so we can pull in the rest of the force. Very nicely done. So Teardrop with another little force here again. No SCVs moving out with this army here, however, so looks like we won't see that bunker play here again. The command center has finished up. We'll likely see that move down onto the low ground there. Just a moment. Oh, +2 attack on the way here for the Terran player. Templar Archives about to finish up, so we do see that warp prism now moving out across the map. +1 attack here, just about to finish up for the Terran player. So obviously the upgrade advantage here will be with Salavanth very shortly. I wonder if Teardrop will time an attack, time with that +1. No, she's just going to pull back there. That command center will now move out onto the third ground to increase the economy there. SCVs will also get transferred, and that Phoenix will get picked off, although of course not a real Phoenix, it's a hallucination. Does get a little bit of information there as it to natural base. +1 round vehicle attacks here coming out for Teardrop. +1 armor, +2 attack for the infantry there as well. You see Psionic Storm coming out here again for Salavanth with that +2 attack, which we'll have here very shortly. A few more of these High Templar getting walked in on the lower side down here and getting morphed into Archons there. Salavanth will push forward with this force. see if he can deny mining on the third base there, but a few Vikings will push in onto this force, and those Archons just pushing those away. Marines will come back around the back here as well, but the Colossus again very nicely just pushing those back with those Lancers. No, will he manage to pick up the command center there before it fires off to get repaired? I think Teardrop will just manage to save that one there. Teardrop now moving in his units to try and deny this attack. We do see the Colossus falling here. The ground units now moving on. The Archons taking a lot of that damage to push that back. Lot left here for Teardrop. He's Zealots now moving into the main base. A lot of these SCVs have already been picked up. Buildings are going down as well, and as that natural command center falls, we do indeed see GG there from Teardrop. Salavanth taking the series 2-1. Okay, so that will be for today. Just 1 second, I will check if the extra replay has appeared. Folder. Skip that one for now. So yeah, Psionic Aftermath taking the week 5 series there against TeamUR and Rivaled 5 matches to 2. That will be all from us here this morning. I will see you all again next week when we will be casting Psionic Aftermath versus Daily Life Esports. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that follow button there if you haven't done so already. If you feel so inclined, you can subscribe as well, and you'll get notified as soon as we go live with more of these replays. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.